Greetings, it's your buddy, your pal, your friend, your brother, your teacher, your guide, ABW, and I just had a consultation with, and he wanted me to share. I had a consultation with a guy that uh, just got a divorce. Gentleman that I met, I actually met him through being outside in real life doing business, and he doesn't even know who I am and what I do, but just me being going about my business endeavors, handling business, networking, being seen, and this is the activity of being a Mac. This is the activity. It's just at a certain point, you have to start somewhere. If you haven't, okay, if you haven't started, if you haven't assumed the behavior, that's what all this. Some people have it inherently more than others. Some people have a natural proclivity. Why I'm saying this is because this is a perfect example and illustration of being a Mac, a man of aptitude, charm, and knowledge. How I acquired yet another client um, consultation, and I'll give his profile. He's aware of who I am now, and for the sake of anonymity, but he was older, well, early 50s. Um, so what is that? Is that classified as middle aged? I suppose early 50s. You know the type. Um, got the money or has achieved a level of success in his career, has acquired some things, some accolades, position, notoriety, acclaim, everything that the man aspires after. Yet, yet, yet I say, through this process, some things, there's always an opportunity cost. Certain things get neglected, certain things get discarded, ignored, and are subject to decay, decline, and total deletion, and in his case, divorce. So, still churning along in his career because really that's all that he has. That is, he's made that his preoccupation and he's gotten his reward. Yet, yet I say, and I posed the question to him. It was apparent that he never took the time to consider uh, the full gravity of the rewards that he was seeking. What were the true rewards that you were seeking? Why? You begin to, when you're able to talk to somebody uh, and engender their trust, earn their trust. You earn their trust because one, you show grace and non-judge, being non-judgmental, right? And then you earn their trust because me, myself, as a Mac, a man of aptitude, charm, and knowledge, it's on display. The work is on display, and it's in every area. Some would call it excellence. It's what you demand of yourself, and it's an accumulation over years. So it's the discipline to, and it's really simple. It's just a few categories. It's a discipline over your body. It's a discipline over your mind. It's a discipline over your soul, your heart, your inner being. Okay, you can really, and then there's different branches and nuances to all of that. But yeah, it comes down to your health, as far as your body. Comes down to your mental health. Comes down. Okay, so it comes down to your body. Discipline your body. Your mind should be the master over your body. Most people's most people's mind is servant to their body. That's operating in chaos. Okay. You gain someone's trust because you have demonstrated through the discipline of your body, the discipline of your mind, and the discipline of your soul. You begin to um, bear fruit. Um, you may not have every material possession. It's not tied to material possessions. I mean, inevitably, it's likely you have a few trinkets, or more than anything, you are just impeccable and precise and clean in your appearance. You my car is is clean, and it's I know when I first got it, my I won't say the because I just don't want it's I have a nice car. Um, and I don't really care about. I love cars. I love classic cars, and I say that. And I haven't even. Don't let me get off track. But I like classic cars, and I full transparency. I am still attaining. Okay, I never want to talk to anybody like I have achieved the pinnacle, but I have achieved. I can say that I do have things that um, any people would want, and certain things that you could associate with uncommon success. Okay, I'm aware of that, and I'm blessed and thankful for that. And I worked for it, but I was blessed for it as well. But anyway, not to get off subject. You have things. In this particular case, I always wear custom suits. Okay, always wear custom suits. Just I have to. I don't. If you have to always wear tailored suits. Okay, custom tailored suits. I have for about 10, at least 10, 15 years now. Okay, so that is a as a word of advice. It's a great investment. It's not uh, as bad of an expense as you would think. It just requires you, again, if you want to do that and understand the benefits of it, of having just a few key, precise, tailored suits are sometimes can be the keys to the kingdom. as far as when you present yourself. But anyway, so I'm wearing my. I don't even think nothing of it. I'm always. That's just what I do. Okay, I'm gonna be dressed if in a situation like this. Okay, a networking event, and that's one point of distinction. Um, Inevitably, and I'm just I have recently it's come on my radar. Not recently, but in the last few years, it's become popular about being a Sigma male, and it's interesting. I don't always subscribe to. I don't subscribe to the alpha male, beta male, all that. Because well, I won't get into that. But anyway, but I would if I were to associate myself, I would say I have Sigma male traits. As it's apparent, and um, females are going to notice me, right? And I'm a friendly guy. I'm not, and just again, full transparency. I'm married. I live a different lifestyle, but I'm always on. I'm always observing, and I'm always um, seizing a moment. I'm always able to engage in different interpersonal contexts. Um, Again, so that's another point of distinction. Being able to adeptly and adroitly uh, have your piece of control of the room. Okay, it's not about holding court, but you can when it again it it's something that's above and beyond the physical. It's metaphysical, and it just it radiates. And I'm very aware, and I'm saying this of myself humbly to impart to you what the work does. It becomes effortless because you become magnetic. And I was there on my purpose to just show myself because I know when I do show up, again, humbly speaking, when I show up, I will be noticed. Um, and I have enough range of information. Game, okay? We might call it game. You call it game. What is game? What is game? Game is uncommon information. And what is the purpose of game? The purpose of game is to excel and prevail and not fail. So you are always capturing and practicing game, okay? Using the game. Don't it's no use in having the game, having the information and not using it. So for me, in my game plan or my way of my certain way of doing things, the activities that are required of me to continue uh, to attain, to increase and improve and um, achieve my goals. Um, you show up and you use the information. I know I'm going to be seen. I know that there is an objective, and I have information that I'm going to use, and I have different uh, quivers, arrows in my quiver to use because I want to be valuable and I want to be indelible with every person that I come in contact with. Um, you bear fruit. I say that often. You bear fruit. So this man, I apologize. I know. If you listen to me, I know I get off subject, but I'm going somewhere with this. Um, this man, we had prior contact before, just very casually at like an event similar to this. Noticed me. We chopped it up, and um, for some reason, well, it's not for some reason because there are no coincidences. Things don't just happen. The spirit moves how the spirit moves. I really believe that. Uh, I know that. I don't believe that. I know that. And while we were chopping it up, this guy, he something came over him, and he felt compelled to get candid with me and ask me about, or begin to tell me about his situation, um, his wife leaving him, and he recounted the chain of events that led to this. Everything, and every at every interval of the story, I could in my mind see, man, wrong move or bad move, or I yep, should have known that right there. And he got very we talked for a while that initial time, and he and it was apparent, and it was like already a counseling session at that point. I don't know why. I do know why, but I don't know why. And I wasn't expecting. That wasn't on my radar. But nothing ever is. Nothing is ever on your radar. That's why life is all about staying ready. You don't. You're all. It's all about preparation. I was prepared for that moment. Everything about me was prepared. Everything about me being a Mac prepared me for that moment, and will prepare me for other moments, and has always prepared me, and has been prepping me and um, keeping me in the game. It's been preparing me. Stay prepared because I'm a Mac, a man of aptitude, charm, and knowledge. So I use my aptitude, charm, and knowledge to gain um, the high. I'd call it the highest trust. I guess I'll say uncommon. We'll say uncommon. Uncommon is the key phrase, key word. Uncommon trust of this man, and it turned to me, him being transparent, and so me being prepared and being the able to provide value for him. Again, I didn't tell him that I am a I don't live a double life. It's just you don't show people don't. I wouldn't say they don't even. It's not even say they don't deserve to sound harsh, but some people just aren't prepared to know what the range of who you are. Some people aren't prepared for it. Some people don't deserve it. Some people can't handle or just don't need to know about the full range of who you are, and that really can apply to every relationship in your life. I'd say I have to sit and think about that, but every relationship in your life, you are a certain person to them that you won't be to someone else. Remember, you are okay. Of course, let's take it back to basics. You are the only you. That's value. And then to a certain person, you are the only you that can that plays a certain role. And the more you understand what that role is, you don't need to go outside of that role once you know that. And that's not there has nothing to do with being deceptive in any way. It just is what it is. Anyway, so I was able um, I was able to help him because I let him know what the full capability, the full range of who I am is, and what my experience is and what my knowledge is as far as being a Mac, and how just as he has acquired mastery over his field of subject, his discipline over he's gained mastery over um, the group of people, or the group that has him in leadership. He's gained that level of mastery, and I had to really paint the picture for him in that context to understand that the same way you have taken pride in um, achieving career accolades, and that's commendable. In a certain level, I am um, I do admire that, because those are some things that I just don't have, or that I would like, that would be beneficial for me to be in that position. If someone offered me his job, I'd take it, because I know it pays good, and I know it has its perks. But anyway, but I am my own man, right? And I was able to, even though he knew that already. That's the reason why he was talking to me. To take it to more of a business transaction. I let him know my level of mastery, and as it pertains to women. Um, all those years that he's learned his discipline, I've learned my discipline. I learned my discipline, and my discipline is, first of all, being a Mac, a man of aptitude, charm, and knowledge, a different level of man. But of course, that's the main preoccupation of men, to even have the motivation to be a Mac. Of course, is relates to women. Okay, so I, qualified myself as in my mastery of women, uh, and I demonstrated how valuable my time is, and how valuable my information is, and we worked out a deal, and it has been it's been very fruitful so far. Um, I said all that. I know I said a lot, but I wanted to, because I know that, man, he fits a profile, man. There's so many. Just at that one event, I guarantee you there were 10 other guys like him, um, middle-aged guys, um, kind of out of touch, man. Achieve certain things that they set out to achieve, but really had put their blinders on, and kids grown, may have good relationships with kids, may not, may be divorced, may not, or may not just have um, the best relationship with their wife. Wife might be cheating on them. We talked about that before. Talked about their wife just might not be giving them some. This is reality, and it's a huge reality right now. It's epidemic. It's epidemic of middle-aged men that don't know how, and especially the more, especially the more upstanding of a man they are. They really are good guys. So I'm going to give a word of advice. I know I've said a lot, so I'm going to end it with, and this won't be the last time I talk about this, but I'm just going to give a short prescription. a short prescription for middle-aged men who are who have either lost their wives or losing their wives or looking to get back in the game. Um, I'm just gonna give you 5 practical. I'm not gonna be airy fairy with. I'm gonna give you 5 practical things. You don't have to do them, but I'm just gonna give you some 5 practical things that you might not have thought about. Okay. First thing, I'm gonna tell you to take up boxing, not MMA, not none of the other, not karate. Boxing. I'm very specific on boxing. Okay. Very specific on boxing. And I'll just leave it at that. Take up boxing. Find you a boxing gym. Take up boxing. Number 2 is, again, get a tailored suit. Just one. If you don't have one, get a tailored suit. If you have one, matter of fact, I'll you know what? Scratch that. I'll hold off on the tailored suit because you're going to start boxing, and so you're going to shed some weight. So hold off on the tailored suit. What I do is, and I this is what I had to prescribe to my friend, and a lot of you, and he gave me some pushback, but I take up a creative hobby. I myself, I am a creative, so it's second nature for me to take up a creative pursuit. Second nature for me. But for a lot of type A career achievers, they're just not wired that way. But we're all endowed with a creative spirit, okay? We are, because we're a reflection of God. God is the ultimate creator. And so we have a creative spirit. So I told him this is a prescription. Take up boxing. Number 2, a creative pursuit. And either you do it in solitude, do it by yourself, paint, write, and if you're career driven, paint, write, create something with the intention to sell it or make some money off of it, right? Or to a more have more fun with it, and maybe create a different opportunity. Do something creative in a group setting, in a group activity. Go to a paint at group painting activity, a group writing activity, Toastmasters. Go to do improv. Do fucking improv. That will, man, look. Ain't no telling who you meet. And like the artsy girls, come on, man. They be some freaks, man, and they nice, man. So do that. Number 3 is, excuse me, I had to drink some water. Number 3 is kind of on the same lines, but go to class. Take a class. Now it can be pertaining to something artful, something artsy, something creative, or it could just be some type of continuing education or some type of technical certification. Take a class, and don't just take it online. Go to the class. Go find somewhere where you can take a class. Okay, these are things that are going to create a different type of energy around you. You go boxing. You're gonna have you go boxing. You do something creative. You taking class. When you go to class, you're probably gonna see some females, and you're gonna have the creative thing to talk about that you did, and you're gonna have boxing to talk about. When you go to boxing, you're gonna have your creative thing to do, and you're gonna have school to talk about. Okay. Number 4 is number 4 is, this is easy. This is simple. Get outside and go to the park. You'd be surprised how many guys don't go to parks. Don't go outside. Don't go walking. You don't have to do anything, Serious, man. Just get outside. Be more seen. Now this guy in particular, he's has a good he's good about getting outside and being seen because that's a lot of who he is and what he needs to do and what he has to do. But it's about being intentional about um, and so this is cultivating your body, is cultivating your mind. Okay, um, it's just creating more habits. So get outside. Um, you can get outside to do something related to fitness, or get outside just to walk. Maybe not so much fitness related, but just to just get some air, some sun, to and be intentional about that. You might, especially working downtown, you might be walking, but it's a different type. Your body knows when you're doing something because you have to, versus when you do something with intention and uh, um, in the spirit of discipline. Your body knows that, and it rewards you. Um, it rewards you in kind. And number five is this is an abstract one, but this was more because again I was humbled by his willingness to trust me and to engage me like that, because again this wasn't on my radar. And he's older than me and he has more career accolades, but uh, I was humbled by his recognition of my business acumen, my career skills, and my just my soft skills, my game, my who I am, and my business mind. And so I did give him a piece of practical advice that I have taken on myself in my own business endeavors, and that has created some different opportunities for me. And I gave this advice to him, and I'll give it to you. So I'm giving you advice that someone has paid me a nice, uh, healthy sum of money, and I'm giving it to you for free. And number five is to do some cold calling twice a week. I don't know what industry you're in. I don't know what your endeavors are, but I guarantee you, no matter what your endeavors are, no matter what you're into, I'm willing to bet you can benefit from making a new contact on a regular basis. Some of you now, if some of you are in sales, or that's what you do on a regular basis, then you can disregard that, or you may want to reassess what you've been doing, your activity as far as cold calling. I come from a sales background, so um, I've done inbound sales, I've done outbound sales, I've done independent sales to where I have to cold call. I've done tons of cold calling in my life, and I haven't cold called in a while because that's just not part of what I need to do right now. But or what I had needed to do. But it's still a good practice, especially when you get a little stagnant in certain things, or you want to do again create new activity, new opportunities. Pick up the phone and call people, or if not cold call people, make it a point to just stay in touch with certain contacts. Be more intentional about staying in contact with certain contacts. So that was the advice I gave to him. So, and that's the advice I wanted to give to you. And that's all I have for today, man. I just wanted to wrap with you guys, man. Peace and blessings. Signing off. Sayonara. You already know.